So my soup always takes beans, and today I'm using these nice red beans that I had soaking for about half an hour to 45 minutes because I'm using the pressure cooker. You can also use canned beans if you don't want to go through all the trouble. So once you've put all the ingredients into the pot, make sure you cover it with sufficient water to create enough broth for your soup, and also keep in mind that the beans do expand while cooking, and you want to have a nice broth to add to your soup. Cook the beans for about 15 minutes, and then you could take it off the heat and just let the pressure come away on its own, or you can do a little test. I'll show you later how to do that. So I just want to show you how to peel potatoes the old-fashioned way, the way my mom and my grandma taught me how to peel potatoes. Be careful. Don't want to cut yourself. Using a potato peeler is good for bigger potatoes and for the sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really hard to pair with just with a paring knife, or to peel with a regular knife. Next step is to cut everything into small pieces and get everything ready, so then it's just a matter of throwing everything into the pot. Next step is to wash the spinach. There are different ways of washing the spinach. If it's very, very sandy, you might want to put it in a bowl, get rid of water, and get rid of that sand in different steps. But the spinach is kind of nice. Just make sure you get rid of that stalk. You can remove the pressure quickly from the pressure cooker by pouring cold water on it. Wait till the little button drops, that means the pressure is gone. And you could check if it's cooked. If not, you bring it back to the pot and cook it some more. A little splash of wine is optional. Once the vegetables start to soften up a little bit, you can add some water, or I would just recommend you start adding the broth to begin with, and then you can add a little bit of water too. You can avoid putting the beans right now. For now, you just want the liquid for the potatoes and carrots and all those things to start cooking with enough liquid. Make sure you have enough liquid so that you have enough of a soup. Don't forget the salt. After a while, check to see if it's starting to be cooked. Pick a carrot, usually takes longer to cook. If it seems cooked, now is a good time to start putting in a lot of the beans. Don't put all of the beans, you're going to need some for the end. So put most of the beans now, and let stir it up a little bit, and then we'll get to the next phase. So the easiest way to make a bit of a puree to thicken up your soup is just to take your blender right into the pot and do a little bit of a blending, just a little bit to start while it starts to thicken up. So the next step is to add some of the beans that we kept on the side. I like to have those nice thick pieces of beans in the soup, something to bite into. And I'm also going to add the spinach. So the spinach, it really doesn't take very long to cook. It almost melts as soon as you put it into the pot. So the last little touch to the soup, I like to add a little drizzle of fresh olive oil just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. And there you have it. Soup is ready. Well, the base for this soup is pretty simple, as you saw. You can pretty much make any kind of soup you want. It's a great way to use leftover vegetables in the fridge. You just chop them up, throw them in. One of the things that I like to do, instead of using the magic wand or the blender right in the soup, you can just take a little bit, a portion of the soup, put it into a separate bowl, and then blend it all nice and creamy, and then throw that cream into the soup mix. That's my preferred way, but this way of putting the blender right into the pot makes it a little easier. It's a couple of steps less. And also, if you want to, instead of using the spinach, you want to use cabbage, thinly slice the cabbage, put the cabbage in. It'll take a little longer to cook, obviously, than the spinach. Cabbage, you could use string beans, cut very finely cut string beans. Cabbage I like to use. Yeah, it's pretty much cabbage. It's either cabbage or spinach for me. All right. In addition to just the soup, you can make a nice meal of it just by having a slice of nice fresh bread with a bit of butter. And like my grandmother, my dad's side, my Joaquina used to do, she would also add a little drizzle of either olive oil, fresh olive oil, and most of the time she would use the olive oil and a little bit of vinegar. It really changes up the flavor, and it makes it a different soup altogether. And I always think of her when I have that soup. Enjoy.